big we have big oceans. We have a lot of seas. So I'm Hilda. I'm a sensei's lab. I'm doing PhD right now, but I'm basically a lecturer in Indonesia. So, and it comes up that today is Indonesian Independence Day. So I would be that's why I'm wearing this traditional clothes. Usually in Indonesia, we are doing ceremony in the morning of August 17, and we will doing ceremony and we will wear this kind of traditional clothes. So Indonesia now is 78. We were colonized by Japan. I'm studying Japan right now. So where is Indonesia? Do you guys know where is Indonesia? Where is Indonesia? Is there anyone know where is Indonesia? Is it here? No one knows. Okay. This is Indonesia. That's why there are so many islands. Indonesia near of Australia, and we are also close from Malaysia and Singapore. But people just know Bali. People always when I'm saying I'm coming from Indonesia, is it near from Bali? No, Bali is Indonesia. Bali is Indonesia. And Bali is just a small island here, and Indonesia is this big. So can you imagine that we have a lot of more beautiful islands just like Bali, or even more beautiful than Bali? As I say that Indonesia is a 14th largest country with approximately we have 17,000 islands. 17,000 islands. We have 5 big islands like Sumatra, Java, but we have a lot of small islands. Even in Jakarta, the capital city, we have 10,000 islands. And Indonesia is beyond Bali, and we are passed by the equator, and we are a really tropical country. That's why when I just arrived, just landed in Mongolia, like, wow, it's freezing here. So I guess I already spent like 2 years in Japan when I was doing master, but I never get used to with winter. I don't like winter. I like summer, even it's 40 or something. I like summer. And that's we have no winter. We have only dry and rainy season, and we have so many kind of fruits because we are a tropical country. And this one is not Bali. This one is Raja Ampat. This one is Labuan Bajo, the one that we just held ASEAN meeting that was in Labuan Bajo. It's Komodo. Do you know Komodo? No. That's really tropical animals. But in Indonesia is really interesting, so please visit us. Not only Bali, visit Indonesia and everywhere. And as demographically, we are the fourth most populous country after India, China, and the US. So we have a lot of people, approximately 280 million, 280 million people. And Indonesian population is equivalent to 3.5% of the total world population. So and more than 50% of Indonesian people are urban, so we love to stay in the big city like Jakarta. But in rural area, there's so only living person because the facilities. Can you imagine? Because we are island people. I mean, we are island country. So there are some island that we cannot access by car. We have to take a boat or something. So some people don't like to live in rural. And the median age in Indonesia now is 30 years, so we have a lot of young people just like me. And life expectancy is 71. It's far from Japan, but we are increasing the life expectancy. As the cultural, Indonesia is centrally located along Asian trading routes between, yeah, like you see on the map that we are close from Arabic, but we are from Australia, so we We have a lot of races. We're mixed culture, and we have a lot of religions. We have six official religion like Muslim. If you can see, I'm wearing hijab, so I'm Muslim. But we have a lot of other. But 80% of Indonesian people are Muslim. That's why if you come to Indonesia, you will find this. Even people always miss. Because you're wearing hijab, so you must be from Indonesia. No, I'm Muslim, so I'm wearing hijab. Not only Indonesia, but yeah, because 80% Indonesian are Muslim, so it's identity or something. And yeah, it's 1,000 ethnics, and we have 700 languages. Its language is not just the dialect; it's really different. I can speak Indonesian, but I cannot speak Java. I cannot speak Bali. They have their own language. And most Indonesian eat rice. Maybe if you like Indonesian food, we have satay, like yakitori, or yeah. And but we eat rice. But in East Indonesia, they eat like sagu. It's tapioca starch. I don't think you know, but it's tapioca starch. So it's uh, just supplying the whole situation in Indonesia. Now Indonesia is facing triple burden diseases. We have non-communicable disease like stroke, hypertension, and something, but we also communicable disease. Our numbers are still high, like polio, diarrhea. We still have high number, especially the causes of death here. The stroke is the highest, so it's non-communicable. But the fourth one is TBC or tuberculosis. We still have a lot of tuberculosis. Like people in Indonesia is not really strictly prohibit people with TBC to. I mean, they're not strictly isolated the people with TBC. The people with TBC can go anywhere as long as they taking medicine, but it's not working actually. Um, uh, the causes of mortality also it's neonatal. Sorry. It's neonatal. So we have infant mortality rate in 2020. Well, we made a progress. 9.3 in 1,000 live birth, but in Japan it's 0.7. Well, we're still struggle, but it's much improved compared to like 10 years ago or something. But maternal mortality rate still far from target. Our target is 183, but our data is still 305. So from 100,000, the mother that gave birth, the 300 of them are dying, yeah, because of facilities or Indonesia lack of doctors, especially in rural areas, as I mentioned before. No one want to. It's limited doctors want to work in the rural area. They have no money and they have no facility, so like they have to doing their own innovation to take care of the patient. So uh, very little doctor want to work there. And Indonesia has strong culture of mutual assistance. We always work together. I think somehow it's similar with Mongol when I uh, observe and the typical of bottom up program. So the program that created from the bottom to up, it's more success rather than up to bottom program. Like the government make some rules, something like that. It's not really working, but the program that come up from bottom, it's usually working. Empowerment is already there since the very beginning of Indonesia. So this is the practical of empowerment. Indonesia has community volunteers. We have a lot of volunteers. They don't need money. They usually just a leader of the community. They are mothers. I mean, they are housewife. They don't have such activity, and they voluntarily do social work. And because they are living there, so they know the situation inside. Like, do you know where is the pregnant mothers. Oh yeah, I know. The pregnant mother is there, there, and there because the volunteer living inside, so they already know the situation. When we are going to do like health promotion or something, we usually give the training for the volunteers, and volunteers will do the rest. That's the environment in Indonesia. We call them cadres. The cadres not only working in health field, but also in others like agriculture, like this one, and also in economics. Yeah, as I mentioned, the cadres usually get trained by professional, and then they will do the rest with the local people. That's all. I don't know how to say thank you, but it's just giving arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was a really awesome presentation. So our next speaker is Ms. Inkput, who is the head of the Mongolian Development Center for Children with Disabilities, and she will be aided in translation by Ms. Tuya. So please welcome her to the stage.
Today we will interview namanya Inkput. Mungkin saya terus dengan mungkin boleh sesuatu Mongol biasa pada bahasa Sinturi. Hari ini kita tahu bahasa Sintaka. Infome, good day to everyone. I am very pleased to be here today. I am a director of a newly established rehabilitation center for disabled children in Mongolia. That institution is the first in Mongolia of this kind of services. Currently, I am directing the department, this agency. Монгол байгаа мужийн шилдэг бүгдэд хөтлөж байгаа үйлчлэгийн өнөөгийн байдал болон өөрийнхөө төвийн үйл ажиллагаагаас мэдээж хөрөнгө оруулж танилцуулж байна баяртай. Today I am happy to talk about the situation of the
economía que impidió que en la masa autodesvivanse que realizaron katakana kusabansa tapi ternyata cukup sama penantian nama sipit itu macam-mana ke langsung kepada Allah macam-mana
Thank you. Намайг шинэ шийдвэр өгч байгаа олон зүйл хандаг. Монгол улс өнөөгийн үстэй болон эцсийн болгож ямар байгаа вэ? Манай шинэ шийдвэр өгч on the screen you will see the content of my today's presentation. I will talk about what framework we follow to develop rehabilitation services for disabled children in Mongolia. Secondly, I will talk about what we actually doing, and also I will talk about what our agency is doing, what programs we trying to introduce. In my presentation, you will hear about our agency, then what we are doing, what our operations, and also I would like to share our experience of doing this comprehensive, holistic approach of rehabilitation, and also I would like to talk about what kind of assessment and support we are providing to disabled children. Одоо сэнчиг үйлдвэрийнхаа хүрээнд бол өнгийн түрүү бид нар бол олоос өргөн хэрэглэж байгаа. ICF буюу одоо Монгол улс орчууд одоо олон улсын үйл ажиллагааны ангиллаг биш хөдөлгөөний бэрхшээлтэй хүмүүсийн чанартай ангиллыг одоо яг энэ ангиллаар бол ангилж байгаа. За тэр нь өнөөдөр хөдөлгөөний бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдэд бид нар ямар тусламж үйлчлэгийг илүү өгөхөө гэдэг энэ ICF-тэй уялдаад хөдөлгөөний бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдийн хөгжлийг дэмжих олон улсын 6 дахь дарагчлал гэдэг энэ зүйлийг бид нар Алууслахад илүү өгөх шийдэж тэгээд өнөөдөр дээрээ жоохон акцентэд яагаад гэхээр presentation I will use today I am using the work with organization framework for rehabilitation service for disabled children. We named it this approach as a 6 dimensions viruses. And this approach is for all children, all people with disabilities, and also that this approach also promotes social participation and diversity.
Тэгэхээр өнөөдөр манай Монголын өнөөгийн байдал дээр бол нөгөө хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдүүдэд үзүүлж байгаа үйлчлэгийг илүү өргөдөл талруугаа нийтлэлтэй болоод одоо ойлгож хандчих байдаг. Гэхдээ одоо бол яг энэ дэлхийн бүхий тодорхой дээр ажиллаж чадаад хүүхдэд нөлөөж буй хүчин зүйлүүдийг өөрөө чадвараа талтай хүмүүсийн нийгмийн оролцоо харилцааг боломжийн төлөв бүрдүүлэх зорилгоор хийж байгаа бүхэл үеийн сэргээс гэдэг энэ тодорхойлолт одоо манай Монгол хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдүүд бүх хөгжлийн биеийн чиглэлүүд явж байна. За тэгээд эдгээр I would like to just tell about what's the World Health Organization definition on rehabilitation. It is defined as set of intervention designed to optimize function and reduce disability in individuals with health conditions in interaction with their environment. Just we use this framework as our guiding principle to working with the disabled children. За дэлхийд дээр бол 15 төрлийн ямар нэг хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүмүүс амьдарч байгаа гэж өнөөдөр үзэж байгаа. За тэрэн дундаа the World Health Organization 15% of total population in the world has some kind of disabilities. This 240 сая нар хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхэд байна гэж тодорхойлж үзэж байгаа. Тэрэн дундаа UNICEF also made a research that 240 million children have disabilities today in the world. Түүнээс одоо яг 162 сая кейсээр хийсэн дүүжлэгээр харахад 91% нь бол 15-аас доош насны хүүхдүүдэд доорх бэрхшээлүүд дийлэгтэй тохиолдож байна. Энэ түүний өнөөдрөөс Монгол улсад ямар байна вэ гэдгийг дараагийн слайдуудаас мөн just according to the World Health Organization and UNICEF research, just they made a case analysis on the 62.3 million cases, and they found out 91% of disabilities belong to the children under 50, and then the most prevalent disabilities they listed here. For example, sensory disabilities and mental health disabilities and motor skills disabilities and brain cerebral palsy. Дэх бэрхшээлүүдийг тохиолдож байна гэж үзэж байгаа. Тэгээд ICF гэдэг бол англи хэлээр бол дэлхийн нийтлэг хамгийн өнгийн хэлж байгаа. Энэ манай Монгол ч гэсэн яг энэ цаг бол зайлшгүй шийдэх ёстой гэсэн энэ үйл явдлыг явуулж байгаа. ICF approach we are using, you can see it has 6 different dimensions. Тэгэхээр ICF-ийн гол үндсэн ICF загвар яагаад гарч ирсэн бэ гэдэг нь үндсэн дөрвөн зарчим дээр хуваалцсан. Тэгэхээр энэ нь юу вэ гэхээр түгээмэл буюу одоо нийтлэг гэдэг нь ерөн санаас хөөс аль улс оронд хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй бий болж байгаа нутгаас хамааргүй хүүхэд бол хүүхэд одоо хүн бол хүн гэдэг ч юм уу яг энэ зарчим дээр тохиолдож тухайн хүнд одоо бид үйлчлэгийг илүү өргөн илрүүлж хэвээр гэсэн нөлөө зарчимтай. Хоёрдугаар илүү давуу тал нь тухайн хүүхдийн тухайн одоо иргэний хүмүүнийтэй давуу тал нь юу вэ? Ямар онцлог давуу тулгуурлаж бид нар илүү хөгжүүлж энэ оролцоог бид нар хангаж өгөх зорилготой гэдэг энэ зүйлийг бодоод ярьж байгаа. За цогц мэдээлэл нэгдмэл хандлага гэдэг байгаа нь ерөөсөө энэ хүмүүсээ зөвхөн өвчлөж гэдэг нэг бэрхшээлтэй хүү гэдэг талаас харах биш нэг одоо маш одоо өөрөөр хараад энэ тал дээр бид нар яаж дэмжих вэ? За дөрөвт нь одоо илүү эргэх холбоотой хүүхэд бие бүлийн нийгмийн харилцан одоо үйлчлэгээр яаж ажиллах вэ гэдэг энэ дөрвөн үндсэн зарчим тулгуурлаж энэ загвар маань бол гарсан. Одоо энэ нь одоо илүү хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй өвчтөй аутизмтай тэрхнээс атаа гэдэг одоо ерөнхийдөө зүйлүүдээр нийгмийн оролцоо, хүмүүний орчны гэдэг бүх зүйлүүдийг бодоод бүрэн хангаж. This
ICF approach is based on the four principles. First principle is universality. It means this approach should be equal to everybody, not depending on their age, gender, and on their disability types. Second principle is strength-based. We can see the disabled people as they have own strengths, and we would like to work on their strengths. Fourth principle is this approach should be comprehensive and holistic. It means we just only provide health services, also we need to provide many different services depending on the needs of that disabled person. Fourth principle is interaction. We should be interacting with their family, children, and with the other sectors who work for disabled children.
За тэгээд хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдийн хөгжлийг дэмжих 6 талын аргачлалд энэ аргачлал нь бол яг энэ ICF загвартай уялдаа ялангуяа хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхэд гэдэг нь дан эрүүл мэндээс илүүтэй нийгэм сэтгэл зүйн асуудлыг нь бол хамтдаа авч үзэж энэ хүүхэд нь ирээдүйн нийгмийн амьдралд хэрхэн амжилттайгаар өөрийн эрхэттэй бүсэд сонирхол тулгуудаж авч амьдрах бололцоог бид хөгжүүлэх вэ гэдэг энэ 6 талтай аргачлал боловсрол 2011 онд бол судалгаа хийгдээд 2011 оноос хойш дэлхийн 20 гаруй орн бол бүрэн 6 талтай аргачлалыг бол хэрэгжүүлээд явж байгаа юм байна.
Just I would like to give a brief explanation what is this six-dimension approach. That is approach is first introduced its research paper you can see from the screen. That approach promotes child development in the biomedical, biopsychosocial framework. And this approach also introduces 6 different dimensions of the child development.
За тэгээд 6 дахь аргачлал нь бол чадамж эрүүл мэнд бид нар хөгжүүн дарах хэмжээгээд тийм найз нөхд ирээдүйд ерөнхийдөө илүү хүүхдийнхаа эрүүл мэндийг бол бие болон сэтгэл зүйн эрүүл мэндэд илүү хурдлах тэгээд тухайн хүүхдийнхаа чадамжинд нь суурьс үйлчлэл бид нар илүү хэрхэн яаж болох вэ гэдэг дээр бодох
On this 6 dimensions, I would like to list. First one is a functioning or capacities. Here it's very important how they can do something. It's very important what they can do. Second dimension is family. Family must provide good support and care for children because child spends all the time in their family environment. Third dimension is health. And it's not only physical health, also we will address psychological and mental health. And fourth dimension is like fun activities. Just we need to offer activities children would love to do it, like fun activities. Fifth dimension is friends and community, and children needs to learn social skills. Sixth dimension is future. For the future, every disabled child needs to have good education and development opportunities.
Энэ аргачлалыг Монгол нэг жишээ таньтай ярив. Яг Игсайхан гээд саажилттай охин маань байдаг. Тэгэхээр нөгөө гол бэрхшээл бидний саажилттай тэгэнгүүтээ тэрэгцэр дээр суудаг. Хичнээн явуулах гэж эрүүл мэндийн талаас нь бид нар сэргийн засаг дэмжлэг үзүүлсэн боловч тухайн хүүхдээ яг чадах бүсэд сонирхол юу юм бэ гэдэг талаас нь хөгжүүлээд өнөөдөр хамгийн их чадамж гэдэг бид нар яаж хийх чухалаас юу хийж үзэж байгаа гэдэг дээр юу ихээр энэ охин маань бол хамраараа жишээлбэл мессежчдэг аманда мера зугаад ингээд болгоод би энэ охин маань өнөөдөр яг энэ бүх чадж байгаа зүйлийг тэрнээс нь босохоос өмнө энэ амьдрал энэ хүүхэд өөрөө юу чадвараар оролцож болох вэ гэдэг зүйлийг гэр бүл өнөөдөр ээж хөдөлмөршүүлсэндээ бид хамтдаа өнөөдөр нийгмийн амьдрал энэ маань гэр бүлтэй ээж болоод өнөөдөр хүмүүс дөрөвнөөс мөр амьдарч байгаа ингээд тэгэхээр бид энийг хамгийн чухал юм бол тухайн хүүхдийн нийгмийн амьдралд оролцох энэ бүх оролцоог өөрийнхөө бүсэд сонирхол зорилгот нь тулгуурлаж ирсэн хөгжүүлэх нь чухал. Ер нь ирээдүйн нийгмийн амьдрал
Now I would like to talk about the one of our successful case. This case about a girl who has cerebral palsy. She cannot get up from her wheelchair, but she has developed many skills with support of her family. Just be, for example, it's not important for her to learn how to walk, no, but it's important for her to learn what she can do, develop herself. For example, now she can use her nose for messaging, and also she uses her mouth to draw. Now she's very good, successful artist. She has all these challenges, but she has overcome all of them, trying to overcome with her family with our support. Now she is married. She has 4-year-old child. Uh, Still, she is like a she very competent member of our society. Just because if we can use this fixed dimension approach, every child could be like Ingsahan artist.
За тийм IC бол 6 тал дарагчдыг яг гол уялдаа энэ зурлаар бол одоо илүү цаашаа хөгжиж байгаа. Тэгээд яг ирээдүйд энэ хүүхд болгон маань ерөөсөө хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй гэж ядрагдахгүйгээр хүүхд болгон чадна гэсэн уриалгаар энэ одоо аргачлал цаашаа түгээд илэрж байгаа. Манай Монголд ч гэсэн энэ аргачлал бол бас үйл ажиллагааны бол хөгжөөд явж байгаа гэж харж байгаа. За
We promote ICF framework, doing all the 6 dimension approach. You can see from this framework screen what kind of activities we do with these children. Just if we successfully introduce this approach, we can achieve a lot with disabled children in Mongolia.
За Монголын өнөөгийн байдал. За Монгол Улсын хувьд бол яг хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхэд цэрнүүдаа тийм энэ одоо хүүхдийн төлөө одоо бас сэлгэсэн баримтчууд бол бас хангалттай бүтцэн гэж бид нар
In Mongolia, we have quite sufficient legal framework already established for rehabilitation services for disabled children. For example, Mongolia is a member of United Nations Convention for Children's Rights. We are members since 1990.
За тэгэхээр энэ конвенцуудаа бид нар нэгдээд бас үндэсний хэмжээний хөгжлийн бэрхшээлийг хэд бодлоготой болсон байна гэж тал тийм. За Монголын
Also, Mongolia is a member of the United Nations Disability Convention, and also we have a law for disabled people. That law just promotes lots of opportunities for disabled children in Mongolia. Now I would like to talk about the current situation of disabled children in Mongolia. Around this slide, you can see some numbers.
Тэгэхээр манайд бол яг 12,000 хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхэд байгаагаас одоо бидний гол онцлог харах нь хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдийн 76% төлхийн буюу бид нар одоо илүү мөч өсөн зэрэг боломжтой энэ үгээр бол хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй болоод байна гэсэн дүр сургууль гаргаж байгаа.
In Mongolia, we have 20,000 children who are disabled. Almost 70% of them are having disability from their birth. 28% occur their disability during their lifetime.
За Монгол Улсын хэмжээний хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдийн сэргийн хөгжлийн төвийн үйл ажиллагаа өнөөгийн байдлаар тавхандаа танилцуулъя. Энэ одоо зурган дээр харагдаж байгаа барилга маань энэ төвийн үндсэн байгааг сонсголтод байрладаг Монгол Улсад. За хоёр засгийн газрын эцгийн засгийн газар, Монголын засгийн газрын хэлцээрийн хүрээнд одоо энэ төв байгууламжаа бол 2019 онд бол албан ёсоор нээлттэй хийгээд Монгол Улсад 100% тогтолцоо энэ төвийг байгуулж үйл
Now
ажиллагаа
I would
хийсэн.
like to introduce our Center for Disabled Children. Our center was established in 2019 with support of Chinese government, and that our center serves for all 21 provinces in 9 districts in Mongolia. This is nationwide organization. We serve children under 18, and we can serve 250 children at the same time.
Өдөртөө бол 250 хүүхдэд бол үзүүлэх юм хүчин чадалтай.
Every day we receive 250 children to provide some services to them.
За тэгээд албан ёсоор Монголд бол MSC 66/9/2021 гэх төрлийн бишрэлтэй үрдийн сэргээн зөвхөн стандарт гэж энэ стандартын дагуу бас үйл ажиллагаа явуулдаг.
Also, we have developed our standards for rehabilitation services. Now this standard is officially approved by Mongolian Standardization Office, and we have special standard number. You can see now all our services is based on these standards.
За үйлчлэгээний гол хэдэн маань бол эрүүл мэнд боловсрол төрлийн бишрэлтэй хүүхдэд үзүүлэх эрүүл болон нийгэм сэтгэл зүйн үйлчилгээ хамтдан цогцоор өгөх ийм зорилготой болоод ийм үйлчилгээтэй. Тэгээд үйлчилгээнийхээ төвлөрөл хэлбэрээр бол бид нар өдрийн үйлчилгээ буюу өглөө 9-р маань үйлчилгээний хамгаалалт үздэг. Хэвтэн буюу өдрөөр 14-21 хоног яг 24 цагаар байрлаад үйлчилгээ авдаг хэсэг. Урт хугацааны буюу нийгмийн зорилт бүлэг болох АБЖ-ийн байхгүй ч гэдэг масрамжийн хүүхдүүдийг болоод 54 цагаар буюу урт хугацаагаар бас одоо авч үйлчлэг үзүүлдэг. Сэргээн засгийн тусгай хэрэгсэл түүний бас үйлдвэр гэдэг энэ хэсгүүдийг үйлчлэг байдаг.
Our main services are health, education, and psychosocial support services. We try to provide these services as comprehensive. We have 4 main services. First service is the daycare services. For example, the child can get daycare services for 5 to 10 days. And also we have inpatient services. Children can stay in our hospital for 21 days. 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and also we have long-term rehabilitation residential care services. For example, children who need more care and support can stay in our center for up to 90 days. And also we have factory to produce artificial rules for children who need that kind of services. For example, we provide them some hearing apparatus and other tools.
Тэгээд байгалийн эрхэм зорилго эзэн бишрэлтэй бүлгийн сэтгүүлтний эрүүл мэнд болон нийгэм сэргээн зөвхөн төлөвлөгөө тавтахаар орчинд үзүүлнэ гэсэн юм.
Our mission is to provide world standard services to disabled children, including health, education, psychosocial support, and rehabilitation assistance. And we will provide this service in the most comfortable environment.
За АСЕАН хувьд бол ерөөсөө манай төвийн гол зорилго одоо АСЕАН хараа бол мэргэжил арга зүйн төв болно гэсэн юм АСЕАН-ийн ийм байгууллага.
Our vision is to become main professional support agency for all disabled children services in Mongolia, and also our service should be world-class standards. Yes, we are aiming to achieve this vision.
Тэгээд байгалийн үндсэн бүтэц бол төрийн эзэн газартай үйл явдаг эрүүл мэндийн сэргээнслийн хэсэг, боловсрол нийгэм сэтгэл сэргээн засал, тусдах хэрэгсэл үйлдвэрийн сэргээн газар. За тэгээд захиргаа удирдлагыг манай байгууллагын хувьд 189 ажилтнтай. Тэндээс бол одоо насны хүрээнд бол 30-39 насны одоо эдийн өдөржингүүртэй хүзээр эмэгтэй чөлөөх гэж байна. Албан тушаалын
From this slide, you can see our human resource capacity. In our
center we have 4 different departments, and in total we have 151 people working for us. And most of our staff are female, and also median age of our staff is about 40, like Indonesia.
Явж тий.
40.
За гол үйл ажиллагааны зөвлөлүүд гэвэл ерөнхийдөө хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдүүд эзлэн сэргээн засгийн эмчийн үйлчилгээр бол заавал орно. Үйлчилгээ хийлээ, нарийн шахалтах хүүхдийн болон мэдрэлийн эмчт үзүүлэх шаардлагатайг үзүүлнэ. За үзүүлснээсээ өдрийг бол нөгөө засгийн үйлчилгээр рүү шилжин. Ингээд хөлгөөнс усан эмчилгээ, физик, туслах хэрэгслийн үйлчилгээнүүдтэй бол дараалаад орно. За тэгээд хөгжлийн үйлчилгээ гэж нэг том цогц үйлчилгээ байгаа. Эндээ бол хүүхдийн одоо үнэлгээг өргөн хийгээд эндээсээ ямар хөтөлбөр болон сургалт руу үйлчлэлээр одоо хөгжлийн үйлчлэлээр өгөх магадгүй гэдэг нь тодорхойлогддог. За нэг том одоо
You can see our operation in this slide. For example, we start with disabled children. First, the child should need to get diagnosis from a rehabilitation doctor. We do general medical checkup, and also pediatrician will also see the child, and also we will do some professional doctors to assess the children's capacities. Second step is to do more professional services. For example, the case manager doctor will provide assess what kind of occupational therapy child needs, what kind of water therapy and physical therapy. Just all this treatment will be defined on the second stage. Third stage, we will do development assessment for the child. For example, we will assess the general development stages of the child, and also we will assess what kind of programs good for this child. Fourth stage is the social worker will define what kind of services that child needs. Also, we will do registration for our services in this stage.
Ихтэй жоохон тавтах явчихлаа тий. За тэгээ ерөнхий сэргээс цэцэрлэгтэй маань ийм үзүүлж, за боловсрол маань одоо тэгээд урлаг хөгжүүлэлтэд ингээд ийм хөтөлбөрөөр явдаг. За тэгээд төмрийн хэмжээнд үйлчлэг өгүүлсэн одоо нийт хүүхдээ бол сүүлийн 4 жил 5 жилээр нөхөд бол нийтдээ 20 гаруй мянган хүүхдэд үйлчлэг өгүүлснээс нийтдээ ингээд насыг харахад одоо яг 0-6 насны хүүхдийн одоо манай төвд хандах хандлагын тоо маш өндөр байгаад байгаа. Тэгээд дийлэгтэй бол эрэгтэй хүүхдүүд бол төмөр илүү одоо бэрхшээлтэй тохиолддог нь одоо бас энэ харагдаж байгаа.
From this slide, you can see the age and gender distribution of our patients. From this slide, you can see there are most number of children served by our center is 4 to 60, and also more boys are served by our center. Because of that, we can conclude in Mongolia, our boys have more.
За ингээд ер нь бол сүүлийн 5 жилийн туршлагаар жил одоо сүүлийн 2023 онд бол хагасчдын байдлаар байгаа. Одоо хагасчил намын дагуулж явж байгаа. Тэгээ хот хөдөө ингээд бүх газраас
from this slide, you can see there are numbers of service numbers, and within the last 5 years, you can see some increase in the numbers. And also from this circle pie diagram, you can see urban and rural distribution of our patients. Just we just most equally, you can see the urban and rural children have almost equal numbers.
За эндээс харахад бол ерөнхийдөө сүүлийн жилүүд бол бүгд төмөр үйлчлэгт хөрсөн бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдүүдийн тоо бол харьцангуй өсөж байгаа. Ковидын улмаас бол нэг хэсэгтээ буураад ингээд бусдад юм
our spikes of the serious patients. Just we could say the number of children served by our centers is increasing, but just in the middle you can see some down. That is related to COVID years.
За тэгээд яг одоо энэ хичж байгаа хүмүүсээс нөгөө түрүүний олон улс байгаа ерний хөвөлтэй манай одоо улсын хувьд асуудал харахад ер нь ямар бэрхшээл илүү төлөв байна гэдэг дээр бол руу гарч ирсэн. Нөгөө аутизмын хүрээний эмэгнүүд бол дахны саашд Монгол улсад ч гэсэн яг ижил ер нь бол хамгийн илбэг одоо тохиолдож байгаа энэ хэлбэрүүд байгаа. Тэгээд одоо 2022-23 оныг харьцуулахад хагасчтай хугацаанд аутизмын хүрээний эмгэг бол сүүлийн жилүүдэд бол маш эрчимтэйгээр өсөж орж ирж байгаа. Өсөлтөж хүүхдүүдийн тоонд ч гэсэн дахнасаа илүү давмгайлт болсон бол 2022-23 онд бол аутизмын хүрээний эмгэг бол илүүтэй болж ирж байна.
This slide you can see the comparative analysis of 2022-2023 as for 6 months. Just from this slide you can see in Mongolia we have similar tendency to have different disabilities. For example, in Mongolia, just we have this mental disabilities more like in the world. For example, in this year we have increased number of autism spectrum disaster children. Just from this slide you can see their number is increasing. Now it's our number of cerebral palsy patients.
Одоо энэ ногоон нь бол яг хагасчлалын тоо тэгэхээр одоо 2022 онд жишээ 10.5% байхад хагас жил бол 16 гэдэг аутизмын үр бол яг ингээд өсөж байгаа нь энэ дээр харагдаж байгаа.
From this the green is autism spectrum disaster. Just green is only 6 months of 2023. But pink one is the 2022 all year. And if you see this picture, you can see the number of autism spectrum disorder is increased significantly this year.
За энэ дээр бас маягдлын бол амтаараа уншиж ирсэн хүүхдээр тэрнээр амтаараа эвтэмсийг буюу татдаг дөрөвдөж төмөр өрсөлдөж дааны хамшинжил гарцсангүй бага байсан бол одоо энэ 2023 онд дааны хамшинжлуудын одоо бас манай төмөр өрсөлдөж гэрэлтүүд ихсэж байгаа тодорхой хуваар.
From this previous slide, you can see what kind of special mental disorders are common in Mongolia. Just for example, in the past year we had less number of Down syndrome children, but this year this number of patients with Down syndrome has increased.
За тэгээд бүгдийн цаашдынхаа зөвлөлтийг та бүхэндээ танилцуулъя. Бидний бол хүүхдийн сэргээн сэтгүүл зөвлөх Монгол цаас нэгэн байдлаар суурь баатарын төвөр бүрдэж эхэлж байгаа гэж үзэж байгаа. Бид нэр тусгай сургууль цэцэрлэг гэдэг энэ илүү тэдгээр бодож хөгжижсэн бол энэ төв байгууллагын бол яг эрүүл мэнд боловсрол нийгэм сэтгэлийн төсөл төвшөнийг дараас тэгээд дээр нь тусгай хэрэглэгчдийн туулах хийх одоо үүдүүд бий болох ийм бас байгаас бүрдэж байгаа юм болцоо гэж бодож чадсан.
This slide is a conclusion of my presentation. Just to conclude, I would say in Mongolia we now have started the comprehensive development of rehabilitation services in Mongolia. In the past, we had only special schools or kindergartens for disabled children. They provide maybe education services. Now we have with this art center, we can provide more comprehensive services, including education, health, and psychosocial support. Even we can provide some support services to children and families.
Бас одоо Монгол улсын 6 том одоо төв аймагт бол хөгжлийн бэрхшээлтэй хүний сэргээн төв бол бас аль биесээр барилга байгууламжтай байгуулагдсан. Тэндээ бид хүүхдэд өдөөлөх бас төсний хөгжлөөр нь бол
Also, in recent years, 6 provinces of Mongolia has established a special center for disabled people. Now we are just also starting to help the centers to have special needs for disabled children, rehabilitation services.
За тэгээд цаашдаа бид нэр одоо олон улсад ашиглаж байгаа энэ агшлуудыг Монгол улсад төвшүүлэх холбогдох хөтөлбөр загварыг боловсруулан нэвтрүүлэх мэргэжлэгүүдийг чадварлуулах бол ийм зорилтыг одоо бэлтгэж ажиллаж байна. За хоёр талд хүүхдийн хөгжлийн үнэлгээний хуулиар ашиглагдж байгаа одоо үнэлгээний хэрэглэгийг төвшүүлэх судалгаа хийхдээ систем илүү боловсруулах зорилготой ажиллаж байна. Okay.
Now I would like to introduce our plans for the future. Of course, we would like to customize this ISP approach to Mongolia. Just also we would like to enrich this approach with our local capacities, and also we would like to build capacities of our staff. Secondly, we would like to develop comprehensive assessments for children. We need to develop many tools to diagnose, to assess children's situation or with different disabilities.
За тэгээд бэрхшээлэн талаарх бас бодит мэдээг ойлгохын нийгэм болон гэр бүлүүдэд маш үр дүнтэйгээр одоо бүх төвшинг өгөх бол ажлыг бол бас цааш нь илүү зохион байгуулах хэрэгсээ шаардлагатай байгаа. За хүүхдийн сэргээн сэтгэл хөдлөлтөд мэрэгчлэнүүдийн хамтын ажиллагааг уялдаагүй сайжруулах, бас бүшин бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдийн асуудлаар судалгаа гэртээ олон улсын байгууллага болон эзэмшлийн байгууллагатай хамтран ажиллах гэдэг ийм зүйлүүд байна.
Thirdly, we would like to increase the awareness on different kind of disabilities among the public. It's very important that public and families needs to get right information to help their children to be rehabilitated. As the fourth, fifth one is that also we would like to improve our collaboration and cooperation with other sector professionals. Finally, we would like to increase our cooperation with international organizations and scientific universities to improve the research in Mongolia so that we can apply evidence-based approach into our practice.
За тавхны баярлалаа. Тэгээд Монгол Улсын одоо байгаа бүшин бэрхшээлтэй хүүхдүүдийн хөгжлийн төлөө тавхнаас бас олон зүйлээс судалцаад маш олон хөгжлийн зөв одоо хөгжлийн тийм Монголд илүү хөгжүүлэхэд бид нар бол хамтын ажиллагаатай байх энэ боломжийг олгоход орж ирсэн баяртай байна. За баярлалаа.
And I'm looking forward to listen to your comments and suggestions how we can improve the situation in Mongolia. Thank you, and I'm also looking forward to talk with you more in detail what I just covered.
So thank you so much to Ms. Ingvar and also Ms. Tuya for translation. There's a designated question and answer section right before lunch, so hold your questions until then. And we're going to jump into the next presentation. So Mrs. Oyut Erdin, she works for the Mongolian National University of Education in the Department of Social Work. Welcome, Erdin.
Thank you for the opportunity to participate and share my experiences and ideas for the conference SYSTED 23. So I'm going to present about evaluation report findings, and the title of my presentation is the role of social workers in building inclusive classrooms. I work as a social work teacher in Mongolia National University of Education, and I was involved in evaluation team to conduct evaluation of the project of the Save the Children Japan, which implemented the inclusive education project since 2018 for 3 years. So the presentation refers to the data and findings in the project evaluation. Okay. So I'd like to start with the research quote. Inclusive education is a process which requires committed involvement of various educational stakeholders and especially social workers. So from the evaluation work, we draw conclusion that inclusive education. Building inclusive schools is required activities, required policy, required framework for this era. And it is not only the aim, but also the process. Why I would like to give a presentation on the role of social workers in the building inclusive schools. So it is related to various rationals. It is connected to initiative to promote inclusive education target goal number 4 of Sustainable Development Goals, which the whole world trying to reach by 2030. It's about providing quality, equal, equitable, accessible, available education for all children, regardless of their physical ability, developmental ability, learning ability, and etc. So my presentation covers two areas: social work and especially inclusive education. So as you know that all the children's work with the children, with the families are based or refers or ideas or goals established by the Convention on the Child Rights and UN Convention on people with disability and Millennium Development Goals, which started 2005, and Sustainable Development Goals, which is implemented by now. So starting 1990, social workers, later named as the social worker, and the workers with children and families working towards implementing policies internationally, regionally, and nationally, which based on the UN Convention on Rights and other human treaties. 1992 is a milestone in Mongolia development because we are claimed to establish, build democratic and society. So social workers are towards working with other professionals for the benefit of families, for the well-being of children. In education area, special needs education was more domain since the 1960s, and it changed towards the integrated education, and now we are going towards inclusive education. So inclusive education, promoting all initiatives to promote inclusive education is enhanced or how to say by the international, national, regional, other policies. So from the Mongolian point of view, this law on education on people with children with disabilities and learning disabilities and other areas included intake on policy agenda through the law on education since the 1966 through the 2016. And as previous speaker Inkpat mentioned about the law on rights of the persons with disabilities adopted 2016 is a key law to promote well-being of all people, including people with disability. And social workers also rely or work towards implementing laws on social protection, law on health, law on family. So these are the foundation of interventions of the social workers working in education in the other areas. So inclusive education is a process that addressing responding to the diversity needs of the needs of all learners, not only children with disability, but also other specific needs people. And through addressing participation of in learning cultures and communities, reducing exclusion from education and from within education. So special report was devoted to inclusion in education by the in the Global Education Monitor Report 2020. So in Mongolia, Education Alliance identified more than around 20 groups of children with special needs of education. So which includes children with disability, dropout children, children with learning disabilities, children from poor families, working child, children with language difficulties, or and migrated or internally displaced children, and other marginalized group children such as obese, orphan, LGBT, and other children, and also children living in remote rural areas are special concern of education. So in this presentation, I'd like to identify a role of social workers promoting inclusive education in primary and secondary schools. And I'm using data of the Irene and Save the Children Fund evaluation project, which aimed evaluation aimed to assess the effectiveness of initiatives to promote inclusive education in target schools. So there are 60 target schools. In Ulaanbaatar, there are 20 public school, 12 public school and 3 live learning education center. In Hotamak, there are 2 public schools and 1 live learning education center. In Urhanga 2 public schools and a live learning education center. So the evaluation covered quite number of respondents, decision makers, school directors, school managers, teachers, and parents, children, and other educational stakeholders. So from this data, which gathered by the key informant through phone survey and online survey, I draw the specific reference to social workers. So there are social workers are as beneficiaries of the project. There are 4 areas. One, capacity building. So social workers of the target schools and target lifelong education center participated in the model 1 to 3 training, and their conceptual understanding and practical skills development increased. Social workers benefited learning about doing individual education plan for children, and they have increased their skills working with children with special needs. Secondly, the project helped to improve learning environment. The schools in 16 schools in 6 life learning education center, the child development support rooms were established. So social workers are key first of all professional to work in this child development support center room with the students. And also the project benefited social workers by giving and providing enhancing resource materials and improved learning environment. Thirdly, revised and adapted school policies and rules. So this evaluation is conducted involvement target schools as well as control schools. So you can see from the number that target schools reach numbers are much higher than control schools. So target schools are schools where Save the Children project was implemented. Control schools are no any project on inclusive education was established. So there are 2 to 3 times higher in control schools. So the benefits is that the establishment of school support system, financial support to teachers who have who teach in inclusive education classes, and increase the data on children of local area. And area of result is enhanced collaboration. So school social workers' contribution was regarded as highly in this fourth area. So all the target schools conducted school systems as self-assessment, and which impacted revision and renewment of school policy and rules, and improved collaboration between public schools and lifelong education center. So in the practice, as you know, that out of school children usually start with the lifelong education center, and when they learn require standard materials for the actual grade, they move to public school classes. So through the improved collaboration between public schools and lifelong education center, 28 children was transferred to mainstream school, and also internal and external collaboration was improved, and which is work of social workers. So social workers' involvement in Save the Children Inclusive Education Project is mainly in three areas, like school administration team is one of the group social workers play main role with, and they conduct school system self-assessment. And the school system self-assessment involves five areas: school policies, school environment, teacher human resource development, and skills development, and also parental and community involvement. So each school assesses with the involvement of social workers, their school readiness for inclusive education, and then makes plans for better inclusion of special needs children. And the school social workers also serve in the multidisciplinary team, which is key, like mentioned in Irfat's presentation too. Like they work in a multidisciplinary team in order to screen and reach out children with special needs. And also, each school in Mongolia has obligation to implement child protection policies and regulations, and social workers are key personnel in each school to conduct activities and to help children in terms of child protection issue. So if we refer to, I'd like to refer to some numbers of capacity building results of the project, skills development, for example. So it also refers to social workers improvement, capacity development. So advocacy skills to build positive attitude and awareness about children with special needs increased, working with and supporting parents of children with special needs increased, supporting and assisting children with special needs increased, like communicating skills, developing and implementing individual education plan, observing and identifying children with special needs, and using appropriate teaching and intervention methods, working with children with special needs. So these are results of self-assessment. So as you see that very good self-assessment is higher. Capacity building results also show that differences almost 50%. Like at the start of the project, inclusive classes at public schools can contribute success of children with special needs learning is like not agree was agree was that only 51%. After the project implementation, after the 3 years, it reached to 90%. So more teachers, more social workers, more school administration is now changing their attitude, changing their understanding to about inclusive education. Change of attitudes is one of the impacts of the project. So, at the start part of the project, impossible stance was higher, but at the end of the project, possible stance of higher involving children with ACD, autism spectrum disorder, intellectual disability, learning disability, and other. These are types, and also these are change of attitude, welcoming children with disabilities in mainstream schools. So now you can see difference 51, 53, 44, which is quite big actually process of achievement. So within the school, this project also in Inkbat's presentation was referred to collaboration goal as a process. So in schools also collaboration within and outside school system is changing. So within the school, between school director, manager, class and subject teachers, school social worker, other school doctor, and parents collaboration increased. Outside school, 이 걸어 level, at school level, at education sector level, collaboration was increased with state and non-state stakeholders and other partners. So this collaboration helped to have more reach out to children with special needs to enroll and study in public schools. So how do social workers impact learning of children with special needs? So they through their involvement, through their support, children's academic performance increases, their social and behavioral performance increases, and family development also enhanced. And so parents have increased skills to work with their children. So I'd like to identify the roles of social workers in build and inclusive schools. So all the activities not not restricted to this list. So revision is in the development of school policies and regulations, lies in fostering collaboration between school personnel and outside and inside of the school. So advocacy interventions. So in order to change attitude, advocacy is primary interventions. Uh, and through schools, target schools have reached quite good understanding and skills with the benefit of the project through the implementation of the project. So social workers are involved in problem solving. They help teachers and students to understand classes or to better learn. And social workers are key personnel to resource development, and they work as a facilitator of the group development and class integration. And they, of course, they provide practice interventions to benefit teachers, individual students, and other instructors. And for better understanding of inclusive education, school social workers organize training, workshops, seminars in school and in the local area. So in the conclusion, I'd like to say that the social workers are as a key stakeholder in promoting inclusive education in mainstream schools. So project evaluation findings confirm that generally confirm results of the other research studies on inclusive education, which refers to collaboration, impact of collaboration, and other benefits, skills development, and knowledge development. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ibden. So our next speaker is joining us online. So maybe we can, or Mr. Tomisaki-san works at Keio University in Tokyo and will be presenting about the needs during disaster for child raising generation. So just one moment while we set up the technology.
Cocok Pak, duit enak, duit itu gampang perasamu gitu gitu keluarga itu nomor siji. Ndelok jawabanku soalnya masih ada penantian sedikit loh. Wes tak kei waktu sedino istihara sing temen soalnya iki duduk on sing digugat. On sing gugat ngono lho. Urusane kudu duduk karena utang kau lek dadi rezeki mau gak kira nang ndi mbok iku teko aku mbok iku teko sapa wae. Ojo mau buat duit. Kon njaluk saiki tak kei saiki, tapi urusane pun kerepmu iku mau dhisik. Wis temenan ngono lho, njaluk jawabanku soalnya kon sebenarnya aku jek ngarepno kan sambil nunggu duit, sambil ada harapan kan ngono. Tapi berhubung kon wis ono sawangane ya dari teman-teman, terus mari ngono ono sing seneng mbek kamu, kan ngono. Tapi coba kamu sendiri ngono lho. Wis lupakan omongane arek-arek. Saiki kon takon nang pangeran. Duit ku gampang, duit ae kon ket ben duit ae. Wis ta, engko lek wis wae rezeki. Teko sapa ae ku gampang, moro-moro metu dhewe, ngono lho. Aja ngomongno duit ae. Kebetulan ae aku sing wani ngomong ngono. Ya kan aku sing nglakoni ngono lho. Lek liyane kan gak ono sing nglakoni lek gak aku mbek Edik. Makanya sing nyerempeng terus nang kamu ku ya aku mbek Edik sing ngalami soalé ngono lho. Wes pikiran sampai menit tipe nang lek kon gak yakin. Kon lek wis yakin pokoke telepon aku. Wes ngono ae, coto ya. Secepat duit ae nah, duit iku gampang terasamu gitu mah. Keluar ngono iki. Nek sampean misalnya ya. Wes tak ini waktu sedino karo temen soalnya iki kudu kon sing digugat urusane kudu tuh karena utang kau wis dadi rezeki mung gak kira nang kok aku kok sopo wae ojo mau duit oh njaluk saiki tak kei saiki tapi urusane wis kerepmu ku mau dhisik wis temenan ngono lho njaluk jawaban. Aku soalnya kon sebenarnya aku jek ngarepno kan sambil kan ngono. Tapi berhubung kon wis ono sawangane ya dari teman-teman, terus mari ngono ono sing seneng mbek kamu, kan ngono. Tapi coba kamu sendiri dulu, wis lupakan omongannya arek-arek. Saiki kon kamu duit ku gampang, duit ae kok ket ben duit ae. Tang kok lek wis wae rezeki. Teko sapa ae ku gampang, moro-moro metu dhewe. Ngono lho. Aja ngomongno duit ae. Kebetulan ae aku sing wani ngomong ngono. Ya kan aku sing nglakoni ngono lho. Lek liyane kan gak ono sing nglakoni lek gak aku mbek Edi. Makanya sing nyerempeng terus nang kamu. Ya aku mbek Edi ngalami soalnya ngono. Wes, pikiran sampai menit itu nalek kon gak yakin. Kon lek wis yakin pokoknya telepon aku. Wis mulai toto ya.
Can you hear me? Can I use my PowerPoint?
Duh, Abang Dava pergi kemana, Dek? Abang Dava?
Nggak tahu.
Udah pergi kan? Kerja?
Ya,
Udah berangkat?
nggak tahu. Nanti kita nanya ke pendapat. Dari tadi.
Tidur kamu masih? Coba lihat.
Udah, pintunya kebuka.
Nggak kemana-mana?
Nggak tahu.
Can you hear me?
Kembali.